Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about all the books that I acquired in January. This isn't as big of a haul as I normally have because I have canceled quite a few subscription boxes. Every month I think it's going to become less and less because I just don't need a lot of subscription boxes for books that I don't want to read. Before we get into today's video, always make sure that you check the description box for all of my links to my socials, Pango Books account where some of these books will probably be on there. Also my Patreon if you want to join us over there in the book club, and my Fable app where you can join us on there and read through some of the books that we pick. Also, you can get 10% off my entire website at the Bookish Box if you use my link below. So today, like I said, I have canceled quite a bit of subscription boxes. It is going to become a little less and less, but I'm still going to be having my book haul videos every month. I noticed that this book haul is not as big as it typically is, which I'm happy about because I really want to lessen the books that I'm getting in that I'm not excited for. First up, we have Eternal Embers, which I have canceled that, so I think this was maybe the December books because I didn't renew it for January and I also canceled it. The two books that came in was My Fault and Your Fault by Mercedes Ron. Now, I think these have been adapted into a movie, I think possibly on Amazon Prime, but I think that it's in Spanish, possibly. Anyway, you have My Fault, which I really love. The naked hardcover of this. Of course, it has beautiful end papers. I really like it. I don't know what these books are about. I don't know if I'm going to keep them or not. You have Your Fault. I really like the colorway on this one. It's just so beautiful. And then different end papers, and they're the same on both sides. So I am excited to maybe try those. If not, I'm just gonna unhaul them. Next up, we have the Waterstones exclusive of Powerful by Lauren Roberts. This is just the standard cover with purple sprayed edges, but it is a bigger hardback, which I'm so excited for. And the reason why this is a Waterstones exclusive is because of the reverse dust jacket. Look how beautiful that is. I absolutely think it's gorgeous, and the hardcover is beautiful as well. You also have, I don't know if these are strict to Waterstones, but it has some end paper art in here, which it is the same on both sides. Of course, it's not signed or anything, but it is a beautiful addition. Next up, we have the Patreon exclusive of Night of Death and Flowers by Rebecca L. Garcia. She, on her Patreon, does where you can get exclusives that you can't get anywhere else. It is signed. I really love that she is doing that. I didn't know that that was a new thing for her Patreon, but nonetheless, I think you get a new paperback every month, possibly. We'll see, but I know that I got one last month and now we have this one. I also picked up a copy of My Dark Beast by Olivia Wildenstein. This is the slipcase and it is from Bookish Box, so I think that I'm probably going to be getting this as well. I didn't know it was Bookish Box whenever I got it, but I love the hardcover and the edges. And you also have end paper artwork, which is absolutely beautiful. And also it is signed by her with a digital signature. It's a beautiful edition. It really is. And I love Olivia Wildenstein's writing. I did read this. This is like a Hades and Persephone and Sleeping Beauty mashup. So if you like fairy tale retellings, but maybe mashing them up, I highly suggest picking up My Dark Beast. And then I did cancel the Butterfly book box, but I still have, I think, this one maybe and one more or maybe no more. I don't know. But I think this was January's, and it is Living Legend by Ali Shantae. I love this artwork on here and the edges. And of course it does have end paper artwork, and I think it's the same. Yeah, it's the same on there. But then you also have the naked hardcover, which is like gray and black with some foiling. It's beautiful. I have had this on my radar for a while to read, so if I like it, I have this beautiful edition to add to my library. I then picked up some books from Barnes & Noble whenever they were doing their sale after Christmas, and so they slowly have been trickling in. So I picked up Curious Tides by Pascali Lascelles. I am probably butchering that, but it's a beautiful Barnes & Noble exclusive paperback. I don't know much about this. I think it deals with witches and possibly a university setting, but don't quote me on that. I also picked up Kristen Cast's new book, The Empress, and this was a paperback that had sprayed edges on it. I love Kristen Cast's writing. I absolutely loved whenever she was co-writing with her mother, PC Cast, and it was the House of Night series. So I'm excited to see what Kristen Cast does with her new series. I then also got the second book in this standalone series, and it is called Dating and Dragons by Christy Boyce. This is the Barnes & Noble edition. I love little standalones that are romances like this. The first one is Dungeons and Drama. So I can't wait to dive into both of these books. I haven't read the first one, but I couldn't pass up picking up this one as well. I then picked up a book that is a little out of my comfort zone, but I was intrigued, and it is called The Ghost Cat by Alex Howard, and it says as seen on TikTok. Now granted, I don't have TikTok, so I don't watch TikTok, but I just thought that it was cute with this little ghost cat on here, and I think it's about a cat who lives in like Edinburgh, and after it has passed on, it roams the streets, and so you get to see like how things are. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what this author does with this kind of story. I then got a gift from one of you guys, but it only says thank you for your gift. It doesn't tell me who it's from. So if it is from you, please leave it in the comments below so I can thank you. And that is book 2 in this series called Four Ruined Realms and My Corland. I haven't read 5 Broken Blades yet, but I think I'm gonna love it. And it has the sprayed edges and everything. I am so excited to dive into this world. I've seen a lot of people talk about it, and there have been mixed reviews on that, but I'm excited nonetheless. So again, if you gifted this to me, please make sure that you let me know in the comments. I picked up a book off of Pango from another loved author, which I've already read this book, but I think it came in Hello Lovely book box, but I don't know when it came in, but it is Hollow by Karina Halley. This is a Sleeping Hollow retelling, but very spicy, and I really love this story, and it is signed by Karina Halley as well, so I went ahead and just picked it up off Pango. And then Lit Haven was doing kind of a scratch and dent sale on some of their past books. So I went ahead and picked up The Witch Collector by Teresa Weeks, which now Arcane Society has announced that they're doing the first 2 books in this series. So now I'm like, which one am I going to keep? I don't know. But this is a very beautiful edition. I got the one that just has the holographic sprayed edges. And then it also has end paper artwork. And is it the same on the back? It is not the same. So you have the guy, and then the naked hardcover is absolutely gorgeous. It's like holographic. And then you also get a reverse dust jacket. And so I went ahead and picked it up. This one was, I think, slightly damaged, but I don't see where it's, oh, maybe it's just because like here, it's dinged up a little bit. I can live with that. My books do not have to be in perfect condition. I mean, I definitely don't want like tears and things like that, but I think it's a beautiful copy. And then Moonlight Book Box's January book is a naked hardcover, and it is Worthy of Fate by A.N. Cottle. This is a beautiful edition. I actually like the paperback one as well, so I don't know which one I like the most, but it does have beautiful end paper art and it's different on both sides. It is also signed by the author. I really love the beautiful paperback because it's just very simple. It has kind of like the galaxy in the background. It just says Worthy of Fate, but this is a beautiful copy nonetheless. And then my pre-order from ACOTAR came in of 6 Scorched Roses and The Songbird and the Heart of Stone. So these are entirely custom. They are beautiful. They do have end paper artwork, which I've read this book and I think that it is beautiful. And of course you have different end paper artwork on there. The naked hardcover is beautiful as well, and it does have black sprayed edges. I didn't know if I showed you that. Isn't it beautiful? It's so gorgeous. So that was 6 Scorched Roses. And then we have The Songbird and the Heart of Stone with some orange sprayed edges. You have the naked hardcover as well. The end papers are beautiful. Of course, it is signed by Carissa Broadbent. And then the end papers on the back are gorgeous. And also you have the reverse dust jacket, which I think is beautiful as well. I think ACOTAR is slowly over the years getting better at their customization. I always thought that they were very lackluster. I've canceled my subscription with them multiple times, so I'm happy to see that they are getting better at their customizations. 2 other books that I got from the Barnes & Noble sale that they were doing was a new manga, Firefly Wedding. I'm excited to read this. It is dealing with like chronic conditions and things like that, and I can't wait to dive into this. And then I also picked up a Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of The Nightmare Before Christmas. This is a huge book, but it has the whole story with different character art in it, and I'm so excited to add this to my ever-growing Nightmare Before Christmas collection. The next several books as well are going to be from that Barnes & Noble sale. So I ended up getting The Poisoner by Ivy Ophelia. I have heard so many booktubers talking about this, how it is amazing. It is dealing with a lady who deals with like alchemic poisons, cures, things like that, and then also a vampire, and it says that it is in Victorian London, so it's gonna have a lot of gothic vibes, so I'm ready to dive into this. The next one, I will tell you, first I looked at it as just a straight cover buy, and then I read what it was about and I just had to get it, and that is Murder Your Employer, Volume 1 by Rupert Holmes. I think that this is going to be a comedic relief on different like mystery and things like that. So it's a beautiful cover and I can't wait to read this and see how Volume 1 goes. The next one I got was Servant of Earth by Sarah Hawley. I have seen this making its rounds around BookTube and Bookstagram, and that everyone is loving it. So I'm excited. I think it deals with trials. I'm excited for that. I did pick up a couple dark romances. First we have Knights of Obedience by Rachel Mays, which is book 1 in the Vines and Venom series. And I don't know if these are interconnected standalones or what. And I don't even know if it's like maybe a fantastical element, because they are talking about her marrying the king, seeing how that goes, but she falls for the king's brother. That's gonna be interesting and I'm excited to get to that. I also picked up another dark romance, and I think this is a Why Choose, and this is Vengeful Gods by Elliot Rose. I do not remember which booktuber it was that picked these books up, but it says, in this story there are 3 beasts and I am their blood debt owed. I'm excited to see what's going to happen in this. I finally got me a physical copy of this book I love, which is Kissed by Shadows by Rosalie. This is a Why Choose mafia romance. It is extremely dark, a lot of triggers, so make sure that you go into this knowing that and you check those triggers first. But I loved it and I can't wait to read Claimed by Shadows, which just came out in December. My pre-order came in of the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of Heavenly Bodies. I have way too many copies of these, so I need to get rid of some of them. But this is the paperback one that has the sprayed purple edges, and I think that's about all that it has different. Oh, it does have artwork in there, but I already have a beautiful edition that came from Fairy Loot, so I don't know which ones I'm gonna get rid of. I also purchased directly from the author the omnibus of the Stars and Shadows series. I know that I have the series in individual, but this has black pages. It is the entire series. She gave us a bunch of stickers as well. I'm excited. It is not signed. Oh, it is signed. So I'm pretty excited to get to this. I really like the omnibus on here because I like it if I'm reading the book that I can just go into the next book. I don't have to go find it on my shelf. Call me lazy, but I kind of like that. My pre-order for the deluxe edition of Onyx Storm came in. It has the dragon edges. I haven't read this book yet. I need to. It is part of my Patreon book club pick for February. So hopefully at the time of this video going up, I'm reading it. I hope. And then another subscription box that I did cancel, which was the Forbidden Wing, which is the spinoff from the Locked Library. But I ended up getting the Gifted by Katie Galvin. This is the December book, and I think the January book should be to me soon. This has beautiful edges on here, and I remember reading about it. It's about how she was gifted the god of death himself. So I'm actually kind of excited to read this, but I did cancel it because it was just too expensive and there really weren't a lot of books that were coming out that I was intrigued about. And then my September Bookish box and Darkly book came in, and I want to say that the Bookish box one was The Stars Are Dying by Chloe C. Penaranda. I already own a couple copies of this, so I don't know which ones I'm going to be getting rid of. Let me just show you how beautiful it is. The naked hardcover, look at that. It's so beautiful, and then you have the end paper artwork. It's the same on the back. It also does have a signature from the author, and then also it does have a reverse dust jacket, which I think is pretty neat. I really like Bookish Box's customizations that they do. I feel like it's always very high quality. I just don't like that they are behind by several months. And then the Darkly book, which is probably one that I might get rid of. I don't know. It is The Dead Guy Next Door by Lucy Score. It doesn't really seem like a book that I'm going to enjoy, but it is beautiful nonetheless. They always have beautiful editions. You have the naked hardcover. And then you also have end paper artwork, which is it the same? Nope, there's different pictures on the back. And then of course it does have a signed page by the author. Also, it does have reverse dust jacket art, so you can display it whichever way you want to. I don't know if I'll end up keeping this because it seems like a book that I'm not really that interested in, and it deals with a mystery on top of that. The Fairy Loot Romantasy, which is called Cosmic Crown for January, came in, and that is The Starlight Heir by Amalie Howard. A beautiful copy. They have beautiful editions as well. I love the edges of it. And then I love the colorway that they did on here. The pink and the blue with a little bit of foil on it is gorgeous. And I think the end paper artwork is beautiful as well. It's stunning. It's gorgeous. It does have a bound-in letter from the author in here, and then also a signature from the author. It does have a different colorway of the standard copy, but it's just a different colorway. I think it's beautiful. We'll see if I end up liking it. I don't know. And then I also had purchased the Aurora Crate book, I want to say several months ago, and it just now came in, which is called Speak of the Demon by Stasia Stark. I did pick this up because I love the first two books in her other series, Kingdom of Lies series. I haven't finished it, but I really love it. And then you have this beautiful edition. Also, it does have all of the bells and whistles. So you have your naked hardcover. Ooh, it says, "The kiss told me in no uncertain terms that I belonged to him." Okay. And then you have reverse dust jacket art, which is gorgeous. And then it also has end papers in here, which are the same on both sides. It is not signed, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be signed to be a beautiful edition. So I'm hoping that I like this book as well. It's more paranormal than it is fantasy. So I'm excited to read more by Stasia Stark. I did also order from Barnes & Noble the Fallen World by Laura Thalassa, the complete edition. This is the only book series by Laura Thalassa that I have never read. So it is time. It is time to read it. It deals with empires and war. Oh my goodness, this writing is tiny. Okay. I am excited to read the final books that Laura Thalassa has published. So I have read her entire catalog. My Probably Smut came in for January. I do still have that as a subscription for now. We'll see how the picks go because the last several ones are ones that I wouldn't enjoy. But we do get stickers, and then you also have the annotation key and the annotation kit. You also get book review pages if you use that in the journal that you get. And the book is The Final Rose by Amy Oliveria. I don't know if I like this artwork. It just makes them look really young, and I don't know if I like that. I mean, I'm willing to give it a try. It is signed. And it does say he's dating other women, but he holds the final rose for me. Oh, is this about the Bachelor? Yeah, this year's most eligible bachelor, the heartthrob that will soon be the wet dream of millions. The man who will pick and choose between the country's most beautiful women is Sebastian Riggs. So I guess this is like a Bachelor spicy retelling, and maybe I might be here for that. And then I also got from Aurora Crate Long Live by V.B. Lacey, which I think might be in the Fairy Loot or Bookish box in February possibly. This is a beautiful edition. So you have the naked hardcover, and then the sprayed edges, and then you also have end paper artwork, which is different on both sides, and it also is not signed by the author, but you have this dust jacket that it comes with, or you can always do the reverse dust jacket as well. I have heard mixed reviews about this after I purchased this book, so now I'm a little worried going into it that I may not like it, but I want to give it a try nonetheless. Also, I picked up from a secondhand seller The Immortal Dark by Taija Sturma from the Owl Crate edition because I didn't get that. It's a beautiful edition. It definitely shows you the vibes, the gothic vibe. It does come with page overlays in there, and then you have the naked hardcover. There is no reverse dust jacket, which is entirely okay. And then it does have beautiful end papers. And also it is signed, and like I said, it does come with overlays as well, so I will be putting those in there. I saw this in one of my book groups on Facebook and I was like, yes please, I will take that. And the final book I'm going to show you before I show you my extremely beautiful special editions I got is Bewitched by Laura Thalassa. This is one that she was selling from her website or in her Facebook group. It is beautiful. I love beautiful and shiny things. You have the naked hardcover. There's no reverse dust jacket, which is okay by me, but it does have these beautiful end papers, and it is signed by Laura Thalassa. But this is one of the many that she will be doing. Oh, that's neat. So she puts at the beginning of each chapter these little postcards and little Polaroid pictures. So that makes it interesting and neat, and I'm so happy that I got this. finally, let me show you what has been months in the making. I ordered this set from Kingdom Book Designs, which is Europe. I want to say maybe England, not quite sure, but I ordered them and had certain things specialized on them. But whenever I got them in October, they didn't have that. So I contacted her. She was such a peach. Her name is Hannah. And I mailed them back to her, and I finally have them back, and I can finally show you these gorgeous editions. We have the ACOTAR series. Look at these edges. Oh my goodness, they are so beautiful. I know I'm not going in order. Okay, I'm going like back to front, but that's okay. We have A Court of Silver Flames. She does these dust jackets, which are beautiful. And then you have the end, or the edges. Oh, they're gorgeous. And then of course, you know, there's really not much different in here, but what it is different is I also got the glitter embossing on here, and you get to pick different designs if you want to add that, you know, to your order, or you could just get them where they don't have the embossing. I think it's like maybe $5 or $10 per one extra, possibly. But anyway, it's Kingdom Book Designs. Definitely go find her on the internet. She has so many beautiful copies of different books. She is so delightful to work with. So let's go ahead and look at the others. We have A Court of Frost and Starlight, and you have them doing the little snowball fight, and then you have these edges. On the inside, you have the 4 different ones that you could pick from, which I wanted the blue glitter of them doing the snowball fight. It's just iconic for A Court of Frost and Starlight for the snowball fight to be happening. Then we get into the main trilogy. So you have A Court of Wings and Ruin. And I love the edges on this one. It's gorgeous. You also have the end paper. And I got the cauldron in a green glitter. Isn't that beautiful? I think she does an amazing job over there. And then you have the A Court of Mist and Fury, which everyone loves this book. So do I. Look at these edges. And then let me show you which one I got. But you have the end papers on here. And I got the mountains with starfall happening in purple glitter. That's a beautiful one. I loved it. And then we have the final one, which is A Court of Thorns and Roses. And oh, look at these edges. These are so beautiful. The only other book that I want is the one by Bluely Boo, I think is what it is. I really want the one where she has the custom edges. I think that one's beautiful. But you have the end paper, and then for the pink glitter, you have the dagger in the heart, which is definitely very iconic in this book. Alright everyone, those are all the books that I acquired in January. It was still a pretty big haul, but I'm hoping that over the months it can get down to maybe 20 books that I'm getting each month, because I do not need a lot more books that I don't plan on reading. Like I said, I canceled a lot of subscriptions. I canceled Eternal Embers. I canceled the Onyx subscription through Eternal Embers. I also canceled my Wicked Tales. There's so many that I canceled, and I think I only kept the Fairy Loots, Bookish Box, and probably Smut, I want to say, are the ones that I have right now. And then Arcane Society. I did cancel my Page and Wick. As much as I love Page and Wick's customizations, I can't pay $80 every 2 months for that. So I had to say goodbye to it. But let me know in the comments below what you thought about this haul. But if you don't want to comment below, but at least let me know you are here, leave me a rose emoji, and that will let me know that you made it to the end of the video. But I will see you all next time. Bye!